from I think it's Capier. Colin Capier.
Oh, he's French.
I think he's French. Yeah,
Capier.
It's
like fragile.
Fragile.
Capier. Capier.
Capier.
Yeah.
Quillin.
Caprier.
He asks, is the bunt dead?
Yes.
Let's hear your big baseball brain thoughts on the subject. Thank you.
On bunting?
Bunting.
You
Brian's a big bunting guy.
No, I'm not.
No. If you haven't had the privilege to see him play slow pitch softball, he actually bunts because he's a big human, right? He's Jack. They play really deep, and Brian will just bunt on you, and it's really adorable. But
can we roll back the tape? Roll back the tape, please. And we'll look at that. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Beyond the Diamond podcast here on the Apollo Podcast Network. Brian, LaLima, ApolloDez here with you. Follow us on Twitter at BLima790, at ApolloDez1, and of course at ApolloHOU. We're just a couple of days away from the All-Star break, Dez. The Astros are 57-30. They dropped one last night as we record this on Thursday to the Angels. Shohei Ohtani pitched pretty damn well. He also was 2 for 4. Tip your cap, move on. Astros lose 7-1, but you turn around. Framber Valdez takes the mound tonight. Get the Astros back on track. Angels are still not good. Mike Trout can't hit water if he fell out of a boat against the Astros this season so far. But, we've got our notes back here. We'll talk All-Star game, month of June, trade deadline, and then we'll go into our Q&A session. It's been a while since we've done one of these episodes. So, man, it's glad to be back. Glad to be here in the Apollo office. We got a H-Town versus everyone sign. You have a baseball bat for reasons unknown, but, we're here. You ready or what? Yeah. Are you nervous?
No, the Astros are really good.
57-30.
Not a big math guy, but that's like 27 games above 500.
That's good math. That's good math.
Yeah, and it feels like we sleptwalked most of the season. We've gotten hot. We're beating the teams that we should beat, and Astros teams in the past haven't done that, so that's a positive indicator to me. But other than that, I mean, look, just keep stacking wins. Who cares about Seattle? They've won like 12 in a row. They're still chasing, I think, 11. Just play good baseball. Keep doing it. And last night, Shohei Ohtani just did Shohei Ohtani things, and he throws 101, and he rips triples and gets enough offense to support himself. I mean, he's generational. So win tonight, win the series, sweep Oakland, go in the All-Star break on a 4-game win streak, and let the good times keep rolling.
You got 4 games left. You've got tonight against the Angels, and then you come back home for 3 games set against Oakland. It's Valdez, then Urquidy, then Verlander, then Jake Odorizzi to end the first half.
Hell yeah, Jake Odo, baby!
Good to see him come back. He pitched really well his last outing.
He got carted off the field.
Yeah.
And he's pitching.
Yeah. Everyone thought he ruptured his Achilles, but he didn't. So he
Do you think it was like a Paul Pierce situation where he like shit himself?
Yeah. And then, you mean like legit?
No, you remember when Paul Pierce got wheelchaired off?
Yeah. He got wheelchaired off and then came back.
Because he shit himself.
Yeah, I know.
You think like if you're a ball player, you shit yourself. You just gotta just fully act like you just blew everything in your leg and then you like go through a rehab stint and then you come back.
If he did 42 games worth, huh?
That was a lot of, he did.
That's a lot of shit.
Yeah. But hey, he shoved. Absolutely shoved against Oakland.
He did.
I think it's 7 punches over 7.
Yep.
And that's after that start where he got touched up and it really was soft contact. And that entire Kansas City series a couple of weeks ago was like death by 1,000 cuts. I know we took 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But it was just like, the Royals are just like singling us to death. It was kind of a weird series. So to see Odo bounce back, and I'm glad he's getting the last start before the All-Star break. So, he gets
with the hook of Hammett bone. Yuli Gurriel, I don't know if you remember this. He had the same injury late in spring training back in 2018. He had to have surgery and missed the start of 2018. So
have you had it before?
No, I haven't. But I can imagine in that part of your hand.
Yeah. It's you can't grip anything.
Yeah, gripping a baseball bat is probably a hard thing to do. Yeah. And what's even crazier about that whole thing is Dusty Baker said he heard it in June, I think, and played through it.
One player of the month,
hitting bombs left and right, didn't strike out a bunch, double. I mean, the plate discipline, walking, and he was playing with that injury. I mean, if there was a perfect time to get hurt, if that is such a thing, it's now because you missed the last couple of games. You go into the All-Star break. He made the
starter.
It should have been a DH. Should have been the starting DH. It is what it is. Popularity contest. We know who the
true
look.
DH
Yordan Alvarez right now is the best hitter in baseball. Arguably the best hitter in baseball.
We're quickly approaching Barry Bonds levels.
Yeah. And
which is wild to say out loud.
Aaron Judge is having a good year, don't get me wrong, but Aaron Judge strikes out 30% of the time. Yordan strikes out 22% of the time.
Yeah.
So
Not
Judge,
a math guy, but that's 8% less.
It's good math. Judge might go 1 for 4 with a bomb, but he's also striking out 2 or 3 times. Yordan Alvarez could go 1 for 2 with a bomb and 2 walks.
Yeah, from the perspective of the front office, you got to think they're just like cheering because they got that extension right before your own player of the month and has just been on fire. The other thing, Yordan got paid. And then the third thing is just like every time he steps up to the plate, it's going to be a positive at bat in some sort of fashion.
Yeah.
It's going to be a positive at. Even if he gets out, he's drawing 7-8 pitches in at bat. Like this Astros offense is crazy stacked. Now you have Bregman heating back up.
Yep.
You had everyone on his tail. Baseball's 162 for a reason. He's on fire. The offense is going. Obviously, Yuli's still been struggling throughout this year, but this lineup with Altuve and Breggs and Yordan and Tucker, Diaz has been on fire lately, just being that utility guy. Pena's being the guy that we all thought maybe he could be, not be. Like, it's so damn special.
Yeah,
we're spoiled.
And this is a lineup doing all of this with Michael Brantley on the IL. He's moving slow.
We didn't hear anything for like a month.
Don't have any timetable for him to return. Martine Maldonado is Martine Maldonado. He will run into a couple of dingers here and there.
Hey, Corey Lee got called up, and Martine is hitting.
I know. Corey Lee comes up. And out of nowhere, Martine hits 2 bombs in one game. He was like 3 for 3 one night. I mean,
2 hits last night for Sotani, I think.
Yeah, and I think the one I wouldn't even say is an issue, but the one hole is definitely Yuli Gurriel. It's over at first, and with him, he's been such a good hitter and had such a long career in Major League Baseball, just in pro baseball in general. Not to take into account everything he did overseas and down in the Caribbean and all that stuff, but
in Cuba,
in Cuba and everything, but Caribbean's right there. Not a big geography guy, but I'm pretty sure it's right there, right? Yeah. Anyway, can we pull up? See, that's where you pull up a map and point down to Cuba. But I think Yuli has been such a professional hitter for so long that you just want to keep saying, "Oh, he's going to come out of it. He's going to come out of it. He's going to come out of it. He's going to figure it out." But now, I don't know if he's going to come out of it. You just hope that and again, I don't think they're going to trade for a first baseman. And if they don't,
I think they do.
It better be Josh Bell or Trey Mancini. But then again, the Orioles have won 10 straight and they're like 45 and 44 right now. And they might not trade anybody. They might buy. They might not be sellers.
Christian Walker.
Okay.
That's the name. Remember the name.
Okay.
Fort Minor.
Christian
Play that song.
Walker. So you hope that Yuli turns it around at some point and he could come out in the second half and actually be on fire, or he could continue to struggle a bit. And then when the postseason gets here, he might turn into a different hitter. I don't know. That's the one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit about this lineup.
Producer's note real quick. Yuli Gurriel is at a 0 WAR exactly. So he hasn't been negative, but he hasn't been positive at all.
The glass half full, so half full, half empty. I think
Aledmus is at 1 WAR.
Ooh.
So.
Who?
WAR, that's wins above replacement.
Yeah.
Wow. Like that?
I'm very surprised you got that.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm a big OPS guy now.
I think because you got bullied by your 12-year-olds.
No.
You got bullied. Everyone watching, Brian got bullied by his Banditos 12-year-old team into liking OPS.
No.
Peer pressure. This is what I would play devil's advocate on with Yuli Gurriel. And do you have his baseball reference page up? I would argue and say that Yuli Gurriel, we know how great he's been as a Houston Astro coming over really late in his career. I tend to argue his Octobers of years past haven't been great. He's won the batting title last year. Just from watching the game, what was his October stats last year, Josh, after winning the title?
2020, he struggled mightily. And again, that was the COVID year. So
2021, he had a 353 OPS in the ALDS.
Yikes.
He did have a 1,156 OPS against the Red Sox
Ooh, that's
in
strong.
that series, but then back down to a 606 in the World Series.
So,
But as a career, he has a 687 OPS.
And that's in the postseason? Yeah.
that's below average, right?
Yeah.
Or right at league average, you would assume. So I would argue that this would be the year he struggles offensively the entire year and gets hot in October and has an insane October. And we don't even talk about this. This is a mute point. That's what I hope. The reality of it is I think the Astros go get a bat to supplement first base. And look, having a Yuli Gurriel come off the bench isn't a bad thing. Obviously, his defense is elite. He's hitting the pass, and old age, Father Time is undefeated. Besides Tom Brady, Father Time is undefeated. We're watching Tiger Woods literally struggle right now on the golf course.
Yuli Gurriel being a Gold Glove first baseman is, if he does continue to struggle, that's what's going to keep him in the lineup going into the postseason.
Yeah,
because you don't want to put anybody else there because you don't trust him as much as you trust Yuli Gurriel defensively.
Yeah,
because he's a Gold Glove first baseman. I think with Yuli,
do you think this conversation even happens if he's been strategically put in the 8-hole all year?
No, I don't. I don't think that we.
You know what I mean? Do you think the fan base and everyone questioning is Yuli, is Father Time undefeated, like all this? If Yuli's just batting 8-hole in front of Maldi instead of in front of Tucker and everywhere else in the lineup, do you think we're even having this conversation?
I don't think we are, because he's down in the lineup. Yeah. I think the criticism is not as much. I think people will notice it because it's Yuli Gurriel and we're so used to him hitting well and being a silver slugger and hitting doubles left and right. He runs into home runs. But if he's down in the 8-hole and he's struggling in front of Maldi and then Maldi struggles, I don't think we have this conversation. I really don't. It's tough to see him have really bad at-bats in the heart of the lineup.
Yeah.
That's really tough. I think when you look at his at-bats recently, they've been better,
yeah, 100%.
But he's still struggling. And I think when you look at when he does struggle, the thing for me is he watches a lot of fastballs and he takes a lot of really good pitches and then he expands the zone late in counts. And it's man, it can't be a confidence thing because the dude's been doing it for forever. So I don't know what's going on. And it could be just Father Time and the bat speed not be there anymore as much as we're used to. But for me, it's just how he expands. I mean, I can't tell you how many Frisbee sliders I've seen him swing out on the front foot, ass out, flaring at it. And I'm like, oh God, and it's in a big spot too. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, that's tough. But
Yuli has hit 5th in the lineup 48 times and 6th in the lineup 24 times. He's never hit lower than 6th.
This year,
and that's your 5-hole.
Yeah,
man, that's hard.
I would say the Astros and the fan base would be clamoring for a first baseman replacement level at the deadline regardless, but I don't think it would be this pitchforks, angry villagers at the gates of Shrek, if he was properly batting in the 8-hole. And granted, maybe they don't want to have 2 automatic outs at 8-9, but at least get him out of the 6th spot. I mean, at worst 7 until the swing comes around. But regardless, the Astros are still in a really, really good spot.
Yeah.
We're up 11.5 games, 5 All-Stars. Justin Verlander, Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, friend of the program, Kyle Tucker, and Framber Valdez,
yep.
Friend of the program.
Yep.
So, one, I would like to Major League Baseball. You can send it to our address, Kyle Tucker jerseys, All-Star jerseys, because I think we led to his All-Star appearance.
Yeah.
Because he came on Beyond the Diamond.
Yep.
In the preseason. Really cool to see him get that. He's probably going to be a 30-30 guy. He's got 15 stolen bases
and
already.
He started out awful this season.
It started off with just him hitting line drives at every single person.
Again. Couldn't find a hit.
Yeah.
Couldn't buy a hit. And now he's an all-star.
All-star. Justin Verlander, 39 years old, post-Tommy.
You talked about Tom Brady.
Justin Verlander.
Verlander's Tom Brady.
They're the same beast.
Yeah. You know that Spider-Man meme? That's them looking at each other. They're like fine wines. They get better with age. Tom Brady, coming off of Tommy John What is he right now? 11-3?
11-3, Josh?
He was the first pitcher in Major League Baseball to get to 11 wins.
Yeah. I think his ERA is right at 2.
Yeah. I mean, the only other person that's in the American League is McClanahan for Tampa Bay that's anywhere remotely close to him. Man.
Framber Valdez growing up in front of our eyes from a guy that would walk everyone, couldn't throw to a base, to a legitimate front-end all-star. Awesome to see. Jordan, obviously the best hitter in baseball.
Should have been the starting DH.
Should have been the starting DH.
Now, can we talk about Ryan Stanek and why the hell he's not an all-star?
You just glance over Jose Altuve in his 8th all-star appearance.
Oh, sorry. Jose Altuve. Yeah, I mean, we're so used to him. That's kind of why I did it.
Yeah.
He's so used. I mean, Jose Altuve being
greatest
an all-star.
Astro of all time.
Like, yeah.
Greatest Astro
That's not even an argument.
Greatest Astro of all time.
No. That's not an argument.
JV, he is 11-3 with a 2 ERA. He has 98 strikeouts, and he's already up to 103 innings pitched. Remember his contract
the best at 120?
130. So he's going to hit it. He might throw 200 innings.
Yeah, that's wild.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would hope he's like 175 by October. Like
I bet
I want him to be under 200.
I bet that the organization probably came to him and was like, "Hey, we're gonna limit you this season to like 160 innings," and he probably told him no.
Oh, 100%.
I'm going to go at my own pace.
There's no way Dusty Baker is going to sit in that dugout and be like, and someone comes up to him and be like, hey, you need to go pull him. Like, one, Dusty's old school can be.
Right.
And then there's no way you're going to be able to peel that baseball from his hand.
No shot.
He's going to cuss you out like no one's business.
No shot.
But yeah, Ryan
Stanek. He
snubbed. Absolutely
big time snubbed. And if he was a closer, he would have been an all-star. But since he's a quote-unquote setup guy, late inning bullpen guy, he doesn't get the respect he deserved. He pitched again last night.
He's been the guy for Dusty.
An inning and a third. Dude, he's
the high leverage guy.
He dropped his ERA last night to a 0.6. 0.6. He's got a sub 1 ERA. And he's not an all-star.
How many appearances has Stanek been in, Josh? I would say probably around 30, I bet. And I bet 75% of those are high leverage. Like big time spots, big time moments. I would guarantee you that would be Stanek's stuff. He should be an all-star.
What's his whip at?
Stanek?
Yeah.
He's been in 32 games, 30 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts, a 1.1 whip, and an 0.6 ERA.
0.6.
0.6
ERA.
All-star.
Sub 1. How is that not an all-star?
For the number 2 team in the American League, throwing a high leverage spots. He was snubbed. I think Montero was snubbed. I think Montero has been just as good as Stanek.
Again, they're not
spot, but they're just not.
They're not closers. Right. And that's the argument that people make is because they think. And again, if you don't watch the Astros and you look at his situation or you look at his numbers, both of those guys' numbers, like yeah, they're good, but they're people that don't know it. They're like, how many of those were in high leverage situations? Yeah. When you look at both of those guys, especially Ryan Stanek. Like you said, 70. I'm willing to bet it's probably upwards of 80% Ryan Stanek high leverage situations. But since they're not the closer, and that's no disrespect to Ryan Presley because Ryan Presley has pitched extremely well for the Astros. He's got like almost 20 saves, I think, 19, 20 saves on the season. He's been really good. But when this team gets to October, can you imagine what it's going to be like if your starter can get you 7, then you go Montero or Neris and get to Stanek and then get to Presley? You shorten games.
Games get short. And so I think the other thing, it's twofold. Like, I want Astros at the All-Star game, but I also don't want them to play because, one, we got to turn around and play the Yankees on Thursday after a day off. But I feel like All-Star, and I get the fan voting and, that's what baseball does, but I feel like if you're the top 3 or 4 teams, you should have the most players.
You should.
Like, the Astros should legitimately have 8 guys there, not 5. And you make some cases for some other people too. So like the Yankees should have a lot. The Astros should have a lot.
Giancarlo Stanton is the starting left fielder in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
You could put Yordan Alvarez over Giancarlo as a starting left fielder in the All-Star game. And I get it. It's a popularity contest. It is what it is. Exhibition, so forth, so on, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I'm glad that I'm not glad that he got hurt, but I'm glad he's not in the home run derby.
Yeah.
I would love to watch him.
Oh, you're one of those?
What?
You're one of those, you don't want people in the home run derby because it messes their swing?
No. I just, if the hand, and this goes back to the hand,
Okay.
before he went on the IL. Like, I would love for Jordan to go into Dodger Stadium and hit tanks.
You know what would be even cooler if he asked Josh Fields to be his BP
BP guy. Yeah, I would love to see that. But since, let's say he didn't go on the IL, I would still not want him in the home run derby because his hand has been banged up.
That's true.
That's where I'm coming from. No. Get in there and hit bombs, dude. Especially at Dodger Stadium. An Astro going into the home run derby at Dodger Stadium would be poetic.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is. They're not in it. And one thing I liked last year about the All-Stars is that they all declined to play in it.
Yeah.
All the Astros.
The big fuck you to the league.
So this year, there should be more Astros, but there's, 5, right? 5. Good for them. Whatever. Justin Verlander's probably not going to pitch, right? From what I saw. I think Dusty.
Well, he may not even pitch on Saturday. He's has some family stuff.
Yeah, family stuff.
Jordan has played 33 games in left field and 42 at DH. So, I mean,
he should qualify.
Basically a left fielder.
Yeah.
Split.
What are
popularity contests is what it comes to.
What is your favorite before we get off the All-Star? And we're going to do a live stream on Tuesday. So Monday, Home Run Derby will be at Marquee Big City Wings watch party. Tuesday for the All-Star game, we're going to do a stream. So
that's a sponsor too, right?
Yep. Twitch stream where we'll have all the guys will be here. We'll be streaming, watching the game with you guys. But what's your favorite All-Star memory? All-Star game memory?
Man, I got a couple that come to mind. I got 3. Ken Griffey Jr. in the home run derby with his hat backwards. Berkman in the home run derby at Minute Maid Park. Obviously,
big home run
lost.
derby guy.
Yep. And then
who did he lose to?
I would what's that?
Who did he lose to that year?
Miguel Tejada.
Yeah. Former future Astros.
Future Astros. I was going to say. Yeah. And then I would probably say Torrey Hunter robbing Barry Bonds.
Oh, that's a good one.
First inning at what's the Brewers Stadium? Miller Park.
Miller Park.
I mean, everybody wanted to see Barry Bonds that year, right? And then he
picked him up.
Yeah, he picked him up over his shoulder on the way in. That's probably some of my favorite memories.
Producer Josh,
those are the ones that come into mind.
What are your favorite summer classic memories?
Berkman in the home run derby, Bagwell in the home run derby in Boston.
And Fenway, right?
Yeah, hitting him over the Mazda.
Yeah. You seem like
Springer and Bregman going back to back.
Back to back, yeah.
In 2018.
Bregman was the MVP of that game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Did you get a car?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And he got the bat, didn't he?
I think so.
We'll have to reach out to him.
One of them was
should we call him
or Springer?
So you're not a.
Should we call him?
They're on the West Coast, so it's only.
Should we call him?
It's only 12.
Should we call him and ask what he got?
12:45. We probably should. Could we do that?
Do you think we could?
You want to? I'll FaceTime him.
Yeah, FaceTime. Just ask him.
He's probably gonna ignore it, or he's gonna be like, "Talk to me."
My favorite 3 memories are, A-Rod moving Cal Ripken.
Oh yeah,
that's 1. 2, when the kids in the outfield are getting smoked by the home run derby balls, just launching them at him. And number 3, I wasn't alive for it, but J.R. Richards just like mowing everyone down in L.A.
All right, here we go. Let's see if he answers.
Hey, just ask. Yeah, just tell him we're live.
Not live. There's no way he answers. Yeah, wait, they have a day game, don't they?
No,
7:07 tonight. What time is it there? 12:45.
Noon. No way. He's not answering.
He's not going to answer.
Not good. I honestly want to know what he got. He probably got $1 million. No, I think he got a car.
Let me see.
Don't they give it like MVPs the car?
I thought they got the car. Yeah.
What do you do with that? Do you like just sell it? Do you resell it? That's wild.
Yeah, he was the All-Star game MVP in
maybe
2018.
Maybe he can give us maybe he can just give us a car. We'll drive it around.
Ask him what he did with the car because I don't think he has it anymore.
I don't think. I mean, he may have it. We'll drive it around for him.
They hit back-to-back bombs in the 10th inning.
Yeah, off a Dodgers pitcher.
Yeah, his was the go-ahead.
Was it off Bueller? Anyways, great memories.
Yeah, those
All-Star game this week. Trade deadline.
Yeah,
touch on it.
August 2nd.
What are your wants and needs?
LaLima,
you have 10 minutes with James Click. Give your wants and needs list to him.
Man, originally I wanted not another because Blake Taylor went on the 60-day IL. I wanted a left-handed arm in the bullpen.
I think that's a need.
But then you go and you look at
our numbers are good against lefties.
But exactly, see, so that's where I said originally.
I feel like
then
it's really traditional. Like we need a lefty.
You go look at the right-handed bullpen guys against lefties, and they're good. So there really is no need. And if you need a left-handed, Parker Mushinski, didn't he just go out on a rehab stint? He's supposed to be coming back up.
Saw him pitch yesterday. Probably needs a little bit more.
A little bit more time. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, that was one thing that I looked into, and the numbers for the righties.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Against, shout out Yo Gotti, against lefties is really good.
I just want I just want a submarine lefty.
Okay, you want us to go? You want the Astros to go get Josh Hader?
You want Taylor Rogers?
You want Josh Hader?
A unique hybrid one-off.
You want Josh Hader? You want the Astros to go get him?
I don't know if I want that guy.
Why not, dude? He's nasty.
Josh is not a big fan of his previous tweets and his.
Look, guys, we're not going to dig into that, but you know what?
Josh Hader. You think? I mean, if we had a Josh Hader, just give us the World Series.
Yeah.
Do you think the Brewers? No way.
There's no that's not gonna happen. So needs, I think go get another bat, whether it's an outfielder or a first baseman. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows what's going on.
The third wild card has thrown a wrench in everyone's plans, and no one's talking about it.
With Michael Brantley out and no one really having a timetable on him.
Dusty did say maybe the Yankee series.
And then you've got JJ Matijevic that's having some playing time coming up. I don't know. I would say go get another bat, whether that's first base or outfield. And if you're going to trade people, do not give up Hunter Brown.
No.
You can't give him up. I think the names that we could see moved, if they do make, and again, if they don't make a move, I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with
Less
that.
is more sometimes. And this would be a situation, if they don't make any moves, I'm okay with it. And again, this is James Click as the general manager. He's going to be more meticulous. He's not going to go make these big trades. He's not Jeff Luhnow. Right. He's not Jeff Luhnow. And Jeff Luhnow, we know the trades he's made in the past. So I think it's got to be a big bat, whether it's outfield, first base. Don't give up Hunter Brown. If you give up Jose Siri and Chas McCormick, I'm okay with that. Shout out to Chas McCormick. He's a friend of the program too. I hope he doesn't get traded because I think he's a good asset to have, especially with Jake Myers right there in center field too. Jose Siri, I'm okay with. I'm okay if they trade him. But it's got to be a bat.
I think a bat for sure, and probably another arm, just because you have essentially August, September, October, 3 months of the Astros R&D department versus the Yankees R&D department, all getting all the data possible for that ALCS matchup that is looming large, right? And baseball's unpredictable. We can't just assume both teams are going to be in the ALCS. But both departments are preparing for that matchup, that 7-game series. And I think if you can find one or two arms that are just nasty that the Yankees people haven't seen, like you go get a David Bednar from Pittsburgh, you go get some NL arms that are just absolute filthy, and you put them in the back end of the pen, and the first time they see them is in October, I would take that.
Yeah.
A bat, everyone's floated Josh Bell. I've heard Christian Walker. I don't see Mancini being moved. I mean, if Baltimore's in it, it could very well be a move that if they were to trade Trey Mancini, who's the heart and soul of that team, they're in the playoff race. But Mike Elias, right, the former Astros guy, he's in that Jeff mold. He's not. If he can get rid of an asset to get assets, like especially with Mancini as a free agent next year, I can see that happening. But we saw what happened to Seattle last year when they did the same thing.
Yeah,
it just destroyed that locker room, destroyed that team and fan base.
Yeah.
So does Mike make that move and move Mancini? Maybe. Like I could see him doing it because he's a Jeff Luhnow guy, and it's just cutthroat. Like the players are just on the Excel sheet. He could be a bat, but go get me a couple of arms. Hunter Brown is looming large. Hunter Brown's going to be up by August, September. That's the arm you're going to have. That's going to be in the bullpen. That's essentially going out and getting someone.
That's a high-powered arm.
You have a Lance McCullers Jr.
Yep.
coming back in whatever form and fashion. If he's stretched out to be a starter, or if he's going to be just a bullpen guy, whatever it is, it's a huge get.
You're right.
So you're getting that essentially in a deal. So maybe they just hold pat. I don't know.
Yeah. I think less is more sometimes, and this could be a situation where we see if the Astros don't make a move. And again, you have to look up and down this roster, look up and down the roster, look up and down the lineup. And when you look at trading for someone, that person that you're receiving has to be an automatic upgrade from what you have right now.
What's Josh Bell's stats right now, Josh?
Oh, man, he was hitting like 260 something, I think.
So, I mean, that's the name everyone is clamoring about.
Josh Bell. Let me give you another option. Brandon Drury.
Drury's a good...
From the Reds. He's slashing about, looks like 8.5.
You know who
OPS,
also from the Reds?
17 bombs.
Tyler Naquin.
Naquin's another option. I'm looking through the top trade candidates. There's Peralta.
Peralta would be a good get. I've seen Ben clamor about him, and Ben knows everything.
They have Dom Smith listed from the Mets, but the Mets aren't sellers, so
Mets aren't gonna.
That's a weird thought.
That'd be a Seattle move.
Yeah. Ian Happ. People have been talking about Ian Happ.
I think he'll be a Yankee.
Oh, Andrew Benintendi. Another name.
Yeah, I don't see any.
No one in the American League East.
Yeah.
Josh Bell currently has an 860 OPS, 12 bombs, 298 batting average.
298,
big batting average guy.
Yeah, not anymore. OPS. What's his OPS? 860?
860. But Brandon Drury's OPS is pretty similar with 17 bombs.
Yeah.
So he might be a sneaky.
What is and Bell's a free agent, correct? He's a free agent to be.
Yeah, Bell's a free agent to be.
How old is he? 32?
No, Josh Bell's like 29.
How old is he?
29.
29. Okay, 3 years off.
It's got to
be an automatic upgrade. So you have to
What's his WAR? What's his WAR?
His WAR is 2.8.
It's pretty solid.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. That move makes too much sense. Like
it does, right? I mean, and you put him in this lineup, and guys, whoever hits in front of him, behind him, I mean.
But like I said, looking at the stats, I'm liking Drury more.
It's not a sexy name, but he's
cheaper.
That's going to be the guy that they'll probably go get.
You know what
the least sexy
his OPS is 874. He's got a 131 OPS
his sexy
plus.
name is who James
Click.
James Click is going to go get the not sexy guy.
But
sexy
you know
names.
What?
Oh, he's up to 18 bombs now.
You know what?
Good.
More for me. Good. More for me and you. No, I think that's a name. That's like a Pierce, right?
Yeah.
Remember when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2018? You had Pierce that gets hot, like a Drury that just gets hot in October, and we're just like we're on the float.
This sounds like a postseason name.
Oh yeah,
like one of those.
Like, who's gonna
one of those postseason cards on MLB The Show? Like if you Brandon Drury 99 card.
If you go get a big bat or an improved bat, you know who's gonna benefit from it?
Everyone in the lineup.
It's gonna be Jeremy Pena.
Yeah, more protection.
More protection for Jeremy Pena. I mean, dude, like
if we had a 7-8 hole with a 800, even an 800 plus OPS, that just makes the lineup so much longer.
Right.
I'm looking up his contract.
It's going to help guys like Jeremy Pena, guys like Jake Myers, and man, because with Jeremy Pena, he's played well. He'll be in the running for Rookie of the Year.
Drury would be a rental.
Oh, would he?
Yeah, he'd be a rental, but I think he'd be.
Graveman was a rental. Kendall Graveman was a rental.
Yeah.
And look how he helped.
I think Drury's a guy that you could.
So Click's
you could extend for cheap.
James Click is not opposed to getting rentals.
But he's also not opposed to throwing someone else in there that turns out to be a fucking stud.
True.
Look at the Graveman trades and now the Montero trade.
Yep.
And the Maton trade quickly changing to the Yanier Diaz trade.
Yeah.
So, look.
Yeah, Yanier Diaz and Hunter Brown are both at the Futures game representing the Sugarland Space Cowboys. So
pretty damn special.
Pretty damn good. So let's get into the Q&A before we wrap this up.
Brendan Bingaman, would you look at a rental option of Jose Quintana or a long-term person like Joe Ryan to bolster the pen?
What's Quintana? What's the age of Quintana?
Dude, I feel like Quintana's been linked to the Astros for a decade now.
He has been, yeah.
What's his age? Where is he at?
Jose Quintana is 33.
Yeah.
He's got
Who's he even with anymore?
He's with the
Pirates? He's with the Pirates, right?
Yeah, he's got a 3.59 ERA, and 85 innings, 78 Ks, 1.3 WHIP. I mean,
I don't think
it'd be
I
a
don't-
small
I'm out.
piece.
I'm
That's
out
like
on
a that
that.
feels like a Francisco Liriano trade.
Yeah, I was
right.
dude. He's the guy that I just
Yeah.
thought of, man. And what? I mean,
He won.
that
He
team.
won. He won. He technically won a World Series
Yeah,
game.
he won a World Series. No, I'm out on Quintana.
I'm out on.
I'm out.
The other
on
name you
you.
mentioned was Joe Ryan, who has a 2.99 ERA, but he's with the Twins. I don't
How
see the
old is he?
Twins selling. He's 26.
Joe Ryan's actually a good arm, but I don't.
That might be a
the Twins. Because the Twins aren't doing. Twins aren't.
no.
selling
They're
now.
buyers. They're
Yeah.
not sellers. So
All right, flying.
I
through
like the
these.
names though. I'll give it. Who was it again? Bingham.
Yeah, Bingham.
Bingham.
What's up, Bing?
Yeah,
Bingham.
I liked it. I like the names there.
All right, next one is at Tall Texan 89. What areas do you think the front office chooses to supplement? What are your realistic acquisition targets? I think we covered most of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another
But
bat makes sense, but I want more arms. More arms the better.
Again,
it's.
it's.
I want to be an arms dealer.
Yeah.
Give me all the arms.
It's going to be meticulous. It's going to be calculated. It's not going to be the big sexy moves like we talked about.
If you think about it, and if you've listened to our podcasts or watched our podcasts, video casts, we've had conversations with Strami and we've had conversations with other people. Like in a 7-game series, the more you see the same arms, you're getting them at the end. We saw it with Morrow when we were in 2017. We were the other end of it with Will Harris in 19.
Yep.
Like, give me all the arms. Give me all the different angles. Like Josh wants a lefty righty hybrid. And
I want
Like-
a lefty submarine pitcher. Just
What's
throw in there for one
Like,
inning
just-
in the middle.
What's the big arm for Boston that we tore up last year? He's from here. He played
Eovaldi.
at Angelina. Who?
Nathan Eovaldi.
Yes, Uvalde. They've seen him tons of times, and
With-
they light
where
him up.
baseball is with all this data, all this video. There's a trash can joke in there. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You give these guys all this information. Any team, they're gonna hit you. Like that's why I want all these different arms because in a 7-game series, just I want them to be so
The less
confused.
data, the better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want David Bednar from the Pirates, but he probably cost too much.
So on that note, we have at Scary HOU Hours
That's a good name.
Okay.
713. He says, "Do the recent struggles of Abreu and Maton weren't targeting a bullpen arm at the pin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they making you
Yes.
worried?"
Yeah. I agree.
Does Abreu still have options left?
I think
Can he be option? I think he's got
only
some
25.
because you could always literally just send him down.
Dude, Abreu, I like Abreu.
You like Abreu?
I like Abreu.
They're going to be on the
I like
postseason
Abreu.
roster, but we might need more help around them.
Maton will be on the postseason roster. I don't know about
He
Abreu.
throws 100. with
I know
a
he
nasty
does,
slider.
Who? Abreu?
Abreu.
That
Abreu,
alone, like that helped us last year, just to see that different look. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't if you're throwing 3 soft toss and spin rate guys in a row.
Yeah.
They start getting. But if you throw
Yeah,
that guy,
eventually
who
you
throws
have to
100
throw
in
the
between,
high-powered arm. So
I'm a little worried about Maton.
I am too. But then again, we said the same thing when he came over. But this time we get a full sample size of it rather than just a small sample size. He turned it up in the playoffs last year.
Look, 5 appearance. I think we had 5 innings, 5 appearances, no hits, no runs.
No
Like,
runs. Yeah, he pitched his ass off.
He pitched
but-
his absolute ass off.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried right now.
I'm worried because he's smiling too much this season. I've seen him smile.
Should we
more
have
than
like a
ever.
reverse meter of like him smiling compared to not smiling?
Yeah, I think we should. What's next?
We got another one from Craig Harmon about the bullpen. What reliever or relievers do we get?
I think we hit that already too.
I want David Bednar.
Yeah.
No one's talking about him. He's a Pirates. He's a fucking Bulldog. Somehow let's get him. Jimmy, get him.
Another one. Cranium Cracker asks. Why don't we win every game? Losing is dumb.
Dusty's fault. That's what. If you ask Twitter, it's Dusty's fault.
Blame it on Dusty. Blame it on Joe Espada, and blame it on Mark Berman.
Yeah.
That's why we lose.
Last,
I don't know why
It's like
Berman
the
just
end of-
caught a stray bullet, but I'm sorry, Mark.
Bourbon just caught a stray.
Berm
right
dog.
there. Dude, I don't.
Grinder.
Astros fans like.
could you stop touching the mic?
Sorry.
What are we doing here?
That's why we have it on the stand.
We're so spoiled. I know that was like sarcasm and we gave sarcastic answers, but like it's 162 game season. Like we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. 50,
Des, how many
60
times do we get on this
points?
podcast and we have to tell the Houston fans to relax?
Just hey, crack a cold one. Whatever beer company, whatever Zing Zang, whatever you want to drink. Just crack a cold
Preferably
one.
Zing Zang.
Relax. Put your feet up. We're still going to win 110 games.
All right.
That means we lose 50.
Final question from the Q&A from I think it's Capier, Colin Capier.
Oh, he's French.
I think it's French.
Capier.
It's like fragile.
Yeah. Fragile.
Capier.
Italian.
Capier.
Capier?
Yeah.
Colin.
Caprier.
He asks, is the bunt dead?
Yes.
Let's hear your big baseball brain thoughts on the subject. Thank you.
On bunting?
Bunting.
You want
Brian's a big bunting guy.
No, I'm not. No.
If you haven't had the privilege to see him play slow pitch softball, he actually bunts because he's a big human, right? He's Jack. They play really deep, and Brian will just bunt on you, and it's really adorable. But
Can we roll back the tape? Roll back the tape, please, and we'll look at that.
I thought, bunting is dead, but like the Angels literally bunted on us all night last night, and it was incredibly frustrating. I forgot how dumb bunting is. Like it is like.
With
my skin crawls. Like I'm having PTSD thinking about all the times I had a bunt in my life.
With the major leagues having so much data and so many things with analytics and shifts and spray charts and you just go on and on and on, and how big lefties get shifted to where there's not even a third baseman. You would think that all they would do is just drop a bunt down to the left hand. It doesn't have to be a soft. It doesn't have
your
to be
OPS, bro.
Just smack it over there, It's
little.
Is bunting dead? Bunting, yes, is dead. I wouldn't be surprised if we see teams do it in the postseason, but there is a universal DH now, so there's really no point in bunting unless you really get in a pinch and you got guys like Jose Altuve. They try to drop down a bunt for a base hit to get something started. That's the only way that I see major leaguers bunting.
This is a fun hypothetical to end it. It has nothing to do with bunting, but it triggered it from the pitcher's bunting. If there's a universal DH last year in the World Series, do the Astros make it a series?
Ooh.
So that means Jordan's not forced in left field.
Last year, yeah, I think so. I think they do. Yeah, because you have, that just gets an extra bat in the lineup for the Astros. Greinke, what was he, like 2 for 2 one game? He came in as a pinch hitter.
It's just a fun hypothetical. I still think the Atlanta was like kind of the team of
It was
destiny
the Braves
weird,
year last year. And the Braves this year are damn good again.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Max Fried is
the Mets have took care of them though.
Yeah.
We took care of the Mets, but fuck the NL East. They scare me.
You know what we're gonna say to this episode?
Ryan Stanek to LA.
Ryan Stanek to LA. But this is what we're gonna say. See you later.
You need to work on that.
I do. That's not a good Bobby Ford impersonation. That's going to do it. Latest edition of Beyond the Diamond podcast. We'll be back in a couple of days, right before the All-Star game. We'll give out our first half awards.
Yes,
Dez is going to think of some creative awards to give out.
It's our Dundies. First half Dundies. Love you guys.
That's going to do it. We're out of here. Peace.